Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS-Inform. We have had guests before talking about the Honor Flight. Well, it's hard to believe that a whole year has passed and it's almost time for the Honor Flight again. What is that? Let's find out in this edition of WJTS-Inform. Joining me in the studio is Pat O'Keefe. Pat is a Air Force veteran who's an associate member of the Southern Indiana Leatherneck Detachment, which is a Marine organization. So I guess that goes to show no matter what branch of service or whatever, if you're just a regular citizen, you still can join the SILD. Is that correct, Pat?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I am told that even though you're not a Marine but somehow associated, you're one of the most active members of the SILD.
Well, I appreciate those comments. I do what I can for veterans with the Marine Corps League. I'm also the quartermaster at the VFW, and I am a committee person on the Evansville Honor Flight.
Okay, well, let's talk about the Honor Flight, and that's a big deal. What is the Honor Flight for those who don't know, which would be surprising, but for those that don't know, what is Honor Flight?
The Honor Flight National Organization is an organization that started in 2005 in Ohio. And it started transporting by private aircraft veterans from nursing homes. And it has grown into a huge national organization with over 150 hubs across the country.
Wow.
The Marine Corps League of Southern Indiana got involved with Honor Flight back in 2012, taking a candidate to Indianapolis to fly under the flag of Indy Honor Flight. We were blown away. I'm telling you, it was the most humbling, satisfying, rewarding experience that any of us had gone through in a long, long time. To watch these veterans from the greatest generation that ever lived, because without them we wouldn't have what we have today. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't be able to do what we do today. So as this organization has evolved over the years and we take these aircraft, we initially started taking 68 veterans and 68 guardians.
Okay.
Because every veteran has a guardian.
And you're talking the Honor Flight from Evansville?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In these next two flights, April 16th is the next one coming up, okay. And then October 22nd will follow with EVV5. We're taking 85 veterans and 85 guardians. We also take a medical staff. Mm-hmm. We have 3 doctors. We have EMT people. We have RNs and PAs and whatever kind of help person you can think of, we have. We know all their medications. We know their medical history. We learn this through the interview process. It's available with them right then. If anything happens, we can take care of them. But what we're doing is we're affording these individuals the opportunity to go visit, in particular, the World War II Memorial, which didn't open until 2005. Okay. It was the last one. Go figure. And an opportunity for these people to go and see this beautiful, enormous memorial, and it has dedications to every state inside of that memorial. And for them to go and spend the time there and rehash a little history and get a little closure is important.
Now, this obviously, there's 2 prongs, I guess, to this that we'd like to talk about. One is you need money to do this, so you need some help. But you're also then needing the veterans who are eligible to apply with their guardians, I guess, to make the trip. But just because they apply, they don't get to go. But first, let's talk about, you need money to do this. If somebody would like to make a contribution, what is the money for? Okay.
The money goes, most of the money goes for the lease on the aircraft. It's very expensive. When we were taking 68 veterans, it was about $62,000 per flight. And that's a lot of money. So we need money. I'm not exactly sure how much more this larger aircraft is going to be, but it will be significant. I'm going to think that it's going to go to 78 to 82,000.
Yeah, sure.
We provide lunch and food and breakfast and snacks and water and identification and wheelchairs for every one of them. So we look for corporate help, in particularly, as well as personal help. And you can do this by going to honorflightsi.org. And there are applications for veterans, for guardians, for volunteers, for donations, for the wheelchair program. And it'll tell you a little bit about what we're doing and what's coming up.
You mentioned volunteers. What would a volunteer do if they'd like to help?
They can help me raise money. We have a lot of activities during the year where we'll go to public outreach, things going on, Veterans Days, Memorial Days, parades, things like the Strassenfest, things like the West Side Nut Club thing that goes on, the Freedom and Veteran things that happen in Evansville, in Vincennes, in Princeton, in Jasper. We cover 17 counties.
The Honor Flight, the Evansville Honor Flight, 17 counties.
Most everything south of Bloomington.
Okay.
So we need people to go set up the table. We have some merchandise that's available for donations. We are a 501(c) corporation, so we're not allowed to sell, but we can accept donations.
Sure.
So we have hats and we have shirts and things, and you can make other donations as well. But it's some of the things that we try to do to raise the money. We have a meet and greet 2 days before the flight, where we bring all the veterans and guardians together, and we assign them to what we call buses. Because when we get to D.C., we'll have 4 buses now. We'll have a red, a white, a blue, and a gold. And there will be approximately an even amount of veterans on each one of those 21, 22 veterans, plus the guardians, plus the bus captains, and everything that they need. So we set them up by those buses so they can meet some of the other guys. They can tell some stories of the girls, We've taken a lot of World War II veteran ladies, and it's been impressive.
Yeah.
And we feed them a nice lunch. We give them their identification stuff. We'll give each veteran on each bus a particularly colored shirt, and he'll wear that shirt. And the guardians will also get one. So the bus captain and the assistant bus captain know who's who.
Sure.
Now they've got a book which has got the picture, the medical history, and all the pertinent information right there. So if something happens, boom.
Yeah.
And then there's a doctor with each group. And Honor Flight Organization National has people all over Washington, D.C., at all the memorials to be able to react and assist in anything that may happen, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. hopefully it's all good. We've had very, very few instances where we've had any trouble or problems.
Now, who will get to go? I know this for World War II veterans. How do you make that selection? How do they apply?
Well, they apply with an application that's mailed or hand carried down to the committee members. So applications that I get from our veterans locally, I take with me when I go to meetings. And I turn them in, and the application process and the selection process begins with World War II. How old are you? What is your health condition? Can you go? Then, when did you apply? Now, if we've got all that filled, we go to Korea, and we go through the same criteria.
Okay.
Age, health, can you go, date of application, as well as Vietnam. Now, on the flight coming up in April, you're going to probably have to be 88 or older
Okay.
to qualify. Now, there are some less than 88 that are going, and that's due to one or two of the reasons that I aforementioned.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So, there might be a Korean vet in there, or it might be a Vietnam vet. Now, that Korean vet or that Vietnam vet, their health is going to have to be pretty much in fail.
So you want them to be able to go before time runs out for them?
Yes.
Okay.
And the one Vietnam veteran that we took, 7 days after return, passed away. So we were fortunate in being able to do that.
It sounds like a terrific program and a way to really honor those who have served in a much deeper way than just saying thanks for serving. You know, you're providing them a ride to what is an emotional time for them to go to the World War II Memorial.
Not only the World War II Memorial, but also they go to the Korean Memorial, the Vietnam Memorial. They go past the Iwo Jima Memorial. They go to Arlington National Cemetery.
Okay. So they go to a lot of
Yes,
places.
yes, to see the changing of the guard. And you know, it's important to go out here and find these veterans, especially the World War II veterans. We lose 1,000 a day.
Mm-hmm.
Numbers are dwindling. Time is of the essence. Please, if you know of a World War II veteran, a Korean veteran, please make out an application and send it, please. Again, you can go to honorflightsi.org for the application. You can go to sildmarines.com where we have a link
Okay.
as well. You can contact me at pjo2567@yahoo.com, or you can call me 812-630-2567. I've got a lot of time on my hands. I can come out, help you with the application, talk to you about it, give you an idea of what's going on, try to keep you informed. I need vets. I want vets. I need money. I want money.
That's what help him out.
So,
is there a deadline? I know if you do this twice a year, is there a deadline that people need to meet?
no.
Okay. Just contact you as soon as they would like to go.
Yes.
Just to let you know. Okay.
And if you've applied and you haven't been selected yet, don't give up. You're still on the list.
Okay. Do they need to reapply?
No,
Okay.
no. Once they apply, they've applied.
Okay. Good.
And I do get a lot of calls. Well, I haven't heard anything yet, and I mailed mine in 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Some things
it takes time.
Right.
It takes time. But we're fortunate in the fact that the Evansville Regional Airport has provided us with the facility to be able to do this. And those folks down there basically give us the airport.
Yeah.
The homecoming event, when that flight comes home, is something every individual needs to go see. It is nuts. It's wild. It's so patriotic. It's fun to see these gentlemen and ladies coming off that plane after a really long day, because we get them to the airport at 5 o'clock in the morning.
It's almost like a homecoming after when they came back.
Which they never got.
Yeah.
They never got that homecoming. I mean, there was parades and stuff going on all over the country, but these guys were still in Europe. They were still in Asia. They were on boats coming home.
And that took a long time.
There weren't a lot of planes flying across the Atlantic or the Pacific with troops bringing them home. They went by boat. So it took a while. And when they got home, they went through a discharge center and they got a bus ticket or a train ticket. See ya. And they got home to their families, and 2 days later, they're back working. They didn't get that homecoming.
Well, this is your opportunity to be to help those guys out with the Honor Flight.
Absolutely. It's awesome.
Pat, thank you very much for being our guest.
Thank you, and thank you for this opportunity. And please, if you know a veteran, call me.
Very good. All right. Our guest has been Pat O'Keefe. He is an Air Force veteran, member of the Southern Indiana Leatherneck Detachment as an associate member. Give him a call. Thank you for watching WJTS Inform. We're local people watching local people.